Within our culture and society, intelligence is improperly defined and measured. This is one of the problems. This is one of the meta problems. I have an episode called The Social Matrix. Speaking of another analogy, the social matrix, that was an important episode. The social matrix misdefines intelligence. And the reason it does that is because the majority of humans are stupid. If you ask a stupid person for a definition of intelligence, he's going to give you a bad definition. A stupid person's idea of intelligence is not going to be very intelligent. So the social matrix confuses success and survival with intelligence, confuses social success, socialization and social approval and status with intelligence, confuses academia and knowledge with intelligence, confuses left brain calculation abilities and stuff like, IQ and solving logical puzzles as intelligence. While, of course, those activities do require some degree of intelligence, there are many degrees of intelligence beyond what the social matrix tells you about. I want us to redefine what intelligence is to include wisdom and love. In other words, if it's not wise and loving, it doesn't deserve to be called intelligent. So, for example, if some shrewd business person uses his intellect to devise some sort of scheme, like a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme, that will fool a bunch of people into making this business very successful and popular and profitable, our culture would say that business person who, this con artist type who orchestrated this scheme was very intelligent for being able to manipulate his way into this level of success. And what I want to say in my redefinition of intelligence is that actually this person is not intelligent. Because if this person was truly intelligent, there would be wisdom and love behind his actions and his thought process. And of course, creating this Ponzi scheme and manipulating millions of people into handing you lots of money and making you very successful, this is not wisdom and love. This is what I mean by our social matrix misdefines intelligence. Now you might say, well, Leo, why? I mean, isn't wisdom distinct from intelligence? Why would we want to redefine intelligence as wisdom when we already have the word wisdom for wisdom? Why can't we use wisdom for this more holistic form of intelligence, the more loving kind of intelligence, the wise sort of intelligence, and then we can preserve the old word intelligence for just the sort of pure calculating, we might say Hitler was like a evil genius. He had a certain evil intelligence, you might say, even though, he wasn't a good guy and he wasn't very wise, maybe he wasn't very loving, but he had a sort of evil intelligence. Or we might say, Donald Trump, we might say he's very intelligent. He's a very intelligent marketer. He's a genius marketer, even though he might be using it towards some sort of nefarious, selfish purposes. So Leah, why are you conflating these terms and these concepts? Well, actually, there's a very fundamental reason why. Because in the end, we need our notion of intelligence to connect with infinite intelligence. With the intelligence that runs and designs the entire universe. That's what's missing in society's understanding and definition of intelligence. They're not making that connection. Because at the highest level, when you fully awaken, you'll realize that God, universal mind, infinity, is infinitely intelligent. And that intelligence, God's intelligence, perfectly aligns with wisdom and with love. That is the source of wisdom. The source of all wisdom is universal infinite intelligence. And the highest intelligence is love, is selflessness. So don't you think it's important, if infinite intelligence exists and it is the organizing principle of the entire universe, don't you think it's important that when we use the word intelligence, that aligns with infinite intelligence in some way, and that by saying someone is intelligent, we're saying that person is approaching God, literally. That's what I want our new definition of intelligence to allow for. You see, because, when Trump is being intelligent in his sort of like con artist way and being a demagogue and fooling a bunch of people into giving me a bunch of money and becoming a billionaire and behaving like a narcissist, I don't want to call that intelligence, because what I want to call intelligence is that which gets you closer to God, because God is intelligence. So whatever Trump is doing, it ain't intelligent. In fact, it's deeply stupid from a certain point of view, even though, of course, we can acknowledge that in a certain sense, he's a marketing genius. And Hitler was a sort of, a Nazi genius. But in the end, Nazism is stupidity. So the bar is being set pretty low there.